The big change in the dairy industry is there used to be a lot of little ones, and now there's a few big ones.
The valley at one time in the early 50s had 150 dairy farms. Today, there are 12.
In Portland, I think there were 92 dairies before the war, and they were all merged and bought up until there were only about 6 or 8 major dairies.
40 years ago, there were a lot of little creameries, local, and produced enough milk for who was around them. And slowly those little creameries have died off. The bigger co-ops were more efficient, and they could sharpen their pencils better. Our little creamery realized that we had to do something unique, or we were probably going to die out too.
We closed the Standard Dairy in 1983. A lot of the independent dairies closed their doors. Some of the big chains did also. Seemed like conditions changed drastically then.
The independent dairies that are left alive here, I think that's really due to 2 things: the work of ODI and then also quality check, which most of the independents are a member of, which have helped these small creameries survive the mergers and takeovers.
Quality Check has been a great thing for us to be part of. Quality Check has very stringent quality standards for the dairies. You have to submit products every month for analysis. You get annual audits, focusing with your employees on GMPs and food safety and biosecurity, HACCP, whatever it is.
Oregon is unique in the U.S. in the fact that we still have a number of locally controlled dairies. You don't have to go to Chicago or Dallas to get a decision made.
There are so many small dairy farmers still in Oregon, and when you operate a small dairy, you're closer to the animals and your people, and then taking it to the next level up, there are so many small dairy processors in Oregon. We're unique that way.
One of the things here in Oregon too is the diversity. There's more yogurt companies in Oregon than I think just about anywhere. You know, we're seeing the micro cheese. Oregon's a real hot spot for that. Oregon, compared to other states, has always seemed to be focused more on diversity and the individual creameries. For, like, you go up to Washington, nobody makes ice cream in Washington anymore except for Safeway. You know, they've shrunk in the number of products they produce. Idaho, same way. You know, Oregon's expanding out in products, and the other states seem to be shrinking.
And that's where really ODI comes in and facilitates all of the different needs, all the different products that are being made in Oregon. It's amazing. If people knew how many different ice cream brands are being made, I mean, it's incredible. They started producing more and more milk. They liked the dairying side of things. And then in 1965 decided, we're tired of selling all of our milk and not knowing where it's going. We want to be part of the whole process. We want to raise the cows, put the milk into a bottle too, and we want to sell it. They built the bottling plant here in Junction City. The same day, opened up 5 Dairy Mart stores. We've grown it from those 5 stores and just bottling milk to 43 stores in Lynn Lane and Benton counties. The stores are convenience stores, but then they also carry our full line of dairy products, juice, and then all of our ice cream products. And all the other ice creams that we make, such as Coconut Bliss. We also make ice cream, a super premium, and that goes to Australia and Singapore and China. Worked for many months to get into China, but broke into that market with this product, and there's a scoop shop. So we make, all of that comes from Little Junction City.
Some of the lost art in making dairy products has disappeared with the emergence of new technology. And I think that's one reason why some of the farmstead cheeses are coming back. people remember what things used to taste like, and they want that flavor profile back. So coming to ODI can help us capture that, also in pulling the resources from some of the old timers that are out there, and they can tell us, you know, what is that supposed to taste like?
I think the cheese making is going to go the same way as the wine industry. We right now have about 400 wineries in Oregon, and I imagine we could easily have 100 artisan cheesemakers here. So instead of having people come in and discuss the advantages of one Pinot Noir over the other, we'll have people discussing the cheeses from one cheesemaker versus another one. A lot of excitement associated with cheese, and I think that spills over onto the entire dairy industry in Oregon, that people realize that these products are locally made, they're not shipped from somewhere else, and a lot of people want to support local food production.
The big creameries will always be there. You know, they have to feed lots of people. Little ones can't do that. But it's kind of interesting to see a change in perspective.
It just seems to be a lot more open-minded area, and I contribute a lot of that to ODI.